Hello, everyone. Hi. So we are live on Instagram and Facebook, and maybe you're watching us on YouTube. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I am Dallisa Hocking. I'm the CEO of Spirit and Spark. We're based in the heart of Las Vegas, and we come to you live today to talk to you about some of our favorite spiritual and metaphysical books. And I'm not alone today. So let's introduce my fellow co-stars today.
Book club members.
Book club members, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with you then, Virginia.
Okay, my name is Virginia. Like she said, I'm the astrologer at Spirit and Sparks, and I'm happy to be here today.
Yay! Yeah. We're not going to talk a whole lot about astrology today, but we'll touch on it a little bit, and then books. Okay. Perfect. And Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm a psychic medium here at Spirit and Spark, a Reiki master, and I teach classes on spiritual development.
Yeah, and you've got a psychic Mastering Your Psychic Gifts class coming up later this month.
Yes.
So if you're interested in learning more about developing your intuition and tapping more into your psychic awareness, take a look at the spiritandspark.com website. We have an online class calendar on there, and we have all of their bios and menus, and so you can certainly get a private session here at our office in Las Vegas, or we also do them over the phone. So spiritandspark.com is where you want to go and check that out. So we've got lots of helpers in the room today. We actually have Sarah and Sarah here. They're going to be helping us with production, and so thank you in advance. We really want to encourage you, if you're watching the broadcast today, or if you're catching this on YouTube, please comment and let us know what your favorite metaphysical and spiritual books are. We want to kind of create this thread so people can look through here and get ideas for spring break and summer vacation that's coming up. So tell us what your favorite books are. Post the title and the author if you have it, so people can go on Amazon and their favorite bookstores and find these books. And then we will do our best as well after the broadcast to take pictures and post our list so that you have that information. But yeah, I love reading books. Do you find yourself reading quite a bit?
I love books. I like audiobooks too, so really there's no excuse for I don't have time, because you can plug it in the car and just listen to a chapter a day on the way to and from work. So yeah, I love books.
Yeah, do you read a lot?
Yes.
Jennifer has the biggest pile.
Yes, I love reading. I actually love touching the books and feeling them. Myself, yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of audibles, like my friend. I tend to just take a bath at the end of the day and throw some Epsom salt in and throw the audiobook on and decompress. But yeah, so we're going to go through some of our favorite books. Again, please comment, let us know. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, please like our page. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do a lot of videos, and Virginia does a monthly video as well for astrology. So if you're into astrology, which you all should be into astrology, you can catch that. And Jennifer's often on these episodes, so make sure you tune in. We'd love to have you. Okay, so pick your favorite one you want to start with first, and then yeah, I know, like, where do we go first? Okay, I'm going to do this one. So The Priest and the Medium. We actually have a copy that's here at Spirit and Spark for sale. But I came across this book years ago. Suzanne Geisman is the author, and she tells the story of a true story of a priest and a medium that end up together getting married, which is interesting because you think a priest and a medium, like, that doesn't make any sense. But it does, and so there's incredible stories in here about the medium and things that happened in her life and confirmations from spirit that she got. So it's a really incredible book, definitely worth reading. And I met Suzanne when I was at the Omega Center out in New York a few years back. And it was a workshop on synchronicity, and Dr. Evan Alexander was the host of that, and we were talking about him before we went on the air today, about a book that he has about near-death experiences. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, but I definitely would recommend The Priest and the Medium if you're into true stories about love and coming together and messages from the other side. So I'll go with that one first. Okay, you want to take one?
Sure. Well, my pile is small because I am an audiobook person myself. My favorite all-time book is by Michael Singer. Untethered Souls. So it really is a good book about how to get control of your own thoughts, because like most people, our minds run crazy like little hamsters. So Michael Singer really goes into how to become master of your own thoughts and really controlling how you handle things and the way things come in through your mind and not allowing that to derail you.
Yeah, The Untethered Souls is a great book. I have it on hard copy and I have it on audio, and I've bought it for my friend Patricia, who's joining us today live in our studio audience. So yeah, it's a good one.
It's a great book.
Yeah. Okay, great recommendation. Where do you want to go first?
I don't know. Okay. Okay, we'll go with The Man in the Universe.
Okay.
This is one of my Bibles. It's by Francisco Cole. He's the founder of the Way Shores College, which I attend. And it talks about the earth and how it's a school and who we are, why we're here, where we're going. It breaks down our gift order, our psychic gifts in a practical way. And this just made sense to me. Like when I was searching for answers, they were all in here.
Yeah, and it's not overwhelming. So if you're looking for something to read in about an hour,
yeah,
you can read it in an hour. There's another book that Jennifer's lent to me, and it's very similar, and it's easy to follow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, where can they get that at?
They can purchase that here at Spirit and Spark.
Okay.
No one else sells this unless you do get it from the college. And they can go to the Way Shores College as well, or go to Spirit and Spark and we'll sell that to you.
Yeah, so if you're interested in a copy of that, since it is limited with availability, just comment on the video, or better yet, send a private message to the Spirit and Spark fan page. That way I can link you up with Jennifer and we can make sure you get a copy of it. So, perfect. Ooh, are we getting suggestions from our viewers yet? Anybody posting their favorite books? If not, it's not too late. Comment, let us know what are some of your favorite spiritual books. We'd love to hear. I always love finding new books to read. So this will be like my list, my new list. So please put all of your recommendations on here. And if there are some that come through, we can share that and give you a shout out on the video as well. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go this one next. The Key of Life. And this is Randy Rogers. He goes by Randolph J. Rogers on his book. So this is a very interesting true story about Randy, and he goes into a lot of reincarnation, a lot of past life sessions that he went through, and how they all ended up confirming different things in his life. I've actually had the pleasure of going through a couple of group hypnosis sessions for past lives with him. And the past lives I've experienced of myself have been incredible, very emotional. I found him to be a very, very amazing leader with group hypnosis. He does not live here in Las Vegas, but he used to come through here frequently, so it's great to be able to work with him. But I would suggest this book if you've ever kind of asked yourself, how much of you think is destiny and how much you think is free will? Because Randy definitely takes one side of the equation on what he thinks, and spoiler alert, he is going to go more toward everything is planned out because of his experiences with past life regressions that he did. But yeah, I would recommend this. I think it's a very interesting read, and it's true. It's a true story. So The Key of Life, that would be my next one. All right, you're next.
All right. Well, I love psychology. That's why I do astrology as well, to help people learn about themselves. So my next pick would be the Dalai Lama's The Art of Happiness. And the reason I like that book is because we're all trying to find our joy every day. And there's so many external events that can throw us off our game. And he gives an example in the book of someone driving down the road, their headlights broken, they're speeding, cars coming the other way, and they're like thinking to themselves, what's wrong with that person? And they're cursing, and it's letting them ruin their day. And come to find out, his pregnant wife is in his lap. And the reason he's racing is because she's in labor in the car. So it just kind of teaches you to take a step back and a moment in order to not allow other people to steal your joy, because you don't know what their circumstance is. So I think The Art of Happiness is just a great book to recapture your joy.
That was, wow, well said.
Yeah.
You practiced this.
No, I didn't practice that, actually. It's just, I'm very passionate about that book, and I just think there's a lot of people out there that allow their joy to be stolen by external circumstances.
All day, every day.
Right.
Yeah.
So go find your joy in that book.
Okay. Awesome.
I think we should do a book exchange. I want to read something.
A lending library, Spirit Spark lending library. Yeah. Bring one, take one. Yeah. Okay. What's your next pick?
You Can Heal Your Life.
I almost brought that book, but I'm glad one of us did.
By Louise Hay.
That was on my list.
Oh,
see, we're
all three of us. Okay,
there you go.
It means it's a good book, and you must have. This is another Bible of mine, as you can see. A friend gifted me this about 7 years ago, and I didn't quite understand everything that she was saying, but I was like, no, I'm going to understand this, and I'm going to live by this, and now I do. It really explains how what affects us spiritually affects us physically. You can look in the back of the book, any disease or any sickness that you might have, and why you have that, and what's really going on with you on a spiritual level, and how to basically reprogram your subconscious, and also how to love yourself. It talks about meditation, eating, daily routines, and how to master that. Louise actually had cancer, and she talks about herself, and her bio's in here as well, and how she cured herself holistically and by doing the things in this book. So any clients that I do have, I like to explain some of this, or I say, get this book because it's really good. It's a must-have as well.
Yeah, if you're familiar with hayhouse.com, so Louise Hay is the woman that's behind Hay House. She passed away, I think, a couple years ago now, but lived a very long, full life, but she's the person behind hayhouse.com, and that's a great resource. Likely for some of these books that we've talked about today, but they do a lot of live events and online certifications, so definitely worth checking out hayhouse.com. But yeah, we all picked that book, so there's something in there, I would say. Oh, where do I want to go next? All right, we'll go with this one. Dying to Be Me. All right, so Anita Morjani is the name of the author here. I have had a fascination with near-death experiences since I was a little kid. My pediatrician growing up outside of Seattle was actually the leading expert on near-death experiences with children. So I'd walk into my doctor's office and there would be drawings from all these kids up on the walls from their near-death experiences. So I've always been fascinated, and couple that with being raised in a family that always talked about things that you couldn't necessarily experience with your five senses. And then I had the privilege of studying with Dr. Raymond Moody, who is one of the world's leading experts on near-death experiences, and he taught for a semester at UNLV when I was there. So I happened to take a semester-long class with him. So I'm generally attracted to books about near-death experiences and what people see on the other side. Anita had cancer and ended up, I believe, went into a coma. It's been a while since I've read the book, but basically went through a lot of healing herself, and then talks about the experience from the other side. And then she now goes on tour and does a lot of speaking engagements. So, spoiler alert, she's still alive. And so I'd recommend this book. And then, do you have Dr. Eben Alexander's on yours, or should I mention it now?
You can mention it.
Okay.
I don't have it, but I love that book.
Yeah, so Dr. Eben, E-B-A-N, I think is how you spell his first name, Alexander. It's called Proof of Heaven, and his is an incredible near-death experience story. And he was a practicing neurosurgeon and didn't really necessarily believe in near-death experiences or, life on the other side. And then he had his own. And Proof of Heaven is a must-read for anyone interested on what heaven or the other side might be like and what we may expect to experience when we cross over. So those would be my two picks, Dying to Be Me and Proof of Heaven for near-death experiences.
If you're a non-believer, if you're super scientific, if you're someone that's questioning all of that, I think that Proof of Heaven book is really amazing to at least open your eyes to the possibility, because he does have scientific things in there, and so I just think that's a great book for beginners.
Yeah, I would agree. His story is incredible, and I don't want to give away too much of Dr. Alexander's Proof of Heaven book, but there's something that happens in his book that he refers to, and when I heard him speak in New York, he was telling a little bit about the story of his near-death experience. And inside of a building at like 9 o'clock at night, in flies this butterfly and circles around the podium. And there's about 75 of us in this class, and we all gasp. And we were all very emotional because we understood in that moment that the universe was sending him a sign that he wasn't alone in that moment. And as he shared his story with all of us, he was reminded of the power of his passing and then coming back. And it changed his life forever. But yeah, near-death experiences are fascinating. And our next episode of Saturdays with Spirit will be another woman who's had a near-death experience. And so we'll share her story as well. Yeah.
All right, well, you clearly like that topic. I like psychology, digging into your soul and where you want to go. So Gary Zukav's The Heart of the Soul is another favorite of my book. He does have The Seed of the Soul as well.
So there's a couple of different
ones. But this one is really taking a look at what activities are you doing to avoid being in the now or even allowing your soul's growth. So it really dives into overworking, boredom, like where is it that you're avoiding taking a look at things in your life. So I think it's a very deep, soulful book on how to evolve. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's one of my all-time favorite books.
Oprah interviews him on the regular. Mm-hmm. So you can always go on YouTube and type in Gary Zukav. It's Zukav. Mm-hmm. And there's great interviews with him. He's very wise and he's easy to follow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, what's next on your list?
Oh. Old Souls by Alethea Luna. This is really good. This is a book that I read when I was having an awakening. And people used to always tell me, you're an old soul. You're an old soul. I'm like, what are you talking about? What does that even mean? And it talks about basically being an old soul and having different lifetimes and bringing that into your new life as well, and how to live in today's society, and knowing that it's okay to be different and wise and old.
Wise and old, yeah. Some days I feel really wise and old. maybe more old than wise. Yeah. Okay. Where do you find that? I've never even heard of that book before.
I don't even remember. It was so long ago.
So maybe Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon is where I usually get all my books.
Okay.
Yeah, if you feel like you're an old soul or you don't fit in, you'll feel better after you read this book. And it's okay to be different and wise, and you bring that into this new lifetime, and people actually learn a lot from old souls, don't they? We're all old souls at this table.
We're all old souls. Yeah. I'll piggyback then, since we were on Gary Zukav, with this book, The Seed of the Soul. There's a lot of really interesting information in here, but going along with what Virginia was saying about staying in the moment, and this book talks about power, addiction, illusion, psychology of souls, relationships between souls, where you have choice and free will, so if that's something, again, that interests you. But there's a whole chapter on here on karma and the evolution of your soul. So I may recommend starting with this one first and then going into the heart of the soul. But if you feel drawn to one over the other, I don't think you have to necessarily do them in a specific order. But he's incredible. But again, I would look on YouTube and look up some videos with him and see what you can find. But The Seed of the Soul is one of the books that I think Oprah has named one of her favorite books of all time. So if Oprah is going to read it, it's probably pretty good.
I do want to add to that, though. If you read that and you didn't like it, let's say, The Heart of the Soul is different than that book. So I would say don't judge on that book, because I had a harder time getting through that one, and I loved this one. Okay. So for anybody who has read that one, The Heart of the Soul is different.
Okay. Perfect.
Everybody likes different books, right? We all have what we're drawn to, so I just want to make sure in case. Because I wouldn't want them to miss this one based on that one. That's all I'm saying.
So you're saying you don't like my book?
No, I'm not saying what you're saying. I'm just saying that is harder to get through for me.
It's okay. I'm not offended. So it's okay.
Read whatever you like, but The Heart of the Soul was easy reading, I thought.
Okay. Maybe I'll try that one next.
There you go. There's a book for everybody.
I agree. All right, you're up.
Okay, on that note, Marianne Williamson is definitely a strong thought leader in self-development. Return to Love has been out forever, and it's still a best read. It's still on one of the bestseller books, and it's all about love, and that's what the world needs right now, and reconnecting back to your compassion and love and looking through the lens of love.
Yeah, and she's running for president.
And she is running for president. Yes, I did see that.
Marianne Williamson.
She's also been on Oprah as well.
She has.
She's been around a really long time, but this is one of my Bibles. That Return to Love is an amazing book. And it's really to help you get back in touch with your sense of love.
And she also is a huge person behind A Course in Miracles.
Yeah. And that's what this book is based roughly on, The Course in Miracles, the Bible of The Course in Miracles. She kind of translates in Return to Love.
Ah, okay. Because I tried to do a study group with...
Yeah, that's an intense book, The Course in Miracles.
This is this last week I've heard about the Course in Miracles over and over, and I think I'm missing out on something.
Yeah, there's study groups, but
really?
it's thick, and you could equate it to a Bible of sorts, but there's different passages that you read and you can have discussions about. There's a lot of study groups, whether it's online or in person, but she's a big person behind A Course in Miracles. So
that kind of helps translate it in her version, so it's easier to read than the Bible of The Course in Miracles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm getting The Course in Miracles.
You can find that on Amazon too. Okay, where are you going next?
Oh, God is Calling by A.J. Russell. My grandmother gave me this book when I was on bed rest. I was really sick, and I was in a lot of pain, and I was suffering. And she gave me this book, and she goes, Jennifer, read it and go to the date every day.
Oh, that's the one you always send me pictures of.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, I didn't recognize the cover because I only get pictures of inside. Okay. Yeah.
So, whoever your God is, God, universe, creator, but it's really just open it to that date. What's today's date? Let's look it up and see what.
The 5th?
13th.
Oh, or 13th. I don't know.
April. Yeah, there's no time really, right? So,
yeah.
It says, rejoice always, pray without ceasing, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Love and laugh, make your world the happier for your being in it. Love and rejoice on the gray days. So yeah, there's just little cute messages in here for each day. And it really touched me. Like every day I'm like, how do they know that? How do they know I feel like that? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Awesome. Now that I know what the cover looks like and what the book's called. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, I've got the last lecture. Appropriate that this is the last selection that I made today. You got to get this book. It's really easy to follow. I must have a thing for Oprah and her favorite books because she had Randy Pausch on her show when she had the Oprah Winfrey Show. And he was a professor at Carnegie Mellon University. And he gave what is known as a last lecture because he knew he was dying. And so this was the last time he got in front of his students to give them lessons about his life and what he thought was important and what they needed to focus on. And so one of my favorite quotes of all time is from his last lecture, and it's, "We cannot change the cards we are dealt, just how we play the hand." And that's just a sample of what you're going to get from this very easy read. But each chapter has a little bit of his lesson that he included in the last lecture that he did at Carnegie Mellon. So you can't miss this book. It's amazing. So the last lecture, that would be my last pick. Yeah. Where do you want to go?
My last pick is an astrology book. Obviously, I love astrology. I believe the North Node in your chart is really where your soul would like to go. So the book that I love is called The North Node Astrology by Elizabeth Sprung. So if you have an interest in astrology and your North Node and finding your life purpose, this is an amazing book. It's on audio and in print. Elizabeth Sprung, North Node Astrology. It's jam-packed. You can learn about yours, the person you love. It has a variety of information in the book. So
okay.
That's a great must-have astrology book.
Okay. And people can find out their North Node. Like, you could do their custom chart.
I could do their chart as well. Yeah, there's ways online that you can get it. If you can't translate it for yourself, you can at least figure out where your North Node is. But I'd be happy to come in and see me, and I'll tell you where it is.
Yeah, because I've looked at my chart and forgot about it.
It's like another language, honestly. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah, you need Virginia.
Yeah. This is a huge, important key to learning your chart is the North Node. So.
Okay. I gotta look and find out. I can't remember where mine.
Sorry, go ahead.
I can't remember where my North Node is.
I don't remember where yours is either, to be honest. Mine's in Pisces, so. That's how I ended up here. That's all about spirituality, learning spirituality, learning about compassion and trusting your intuition.
And because I told you, like, I see you at Spirit and Spark, and you're going to be doing really well.
Yep.
And you clawed and scraped, and then you said, okay, fine.
And Facebook Live, my favorite.
You have fun with us.
That's amazing.
I didn't even know what a North Node was until you taught me. And now I'm like, okay, now I know where I'm going.
Yours is in Taurus, actually, I remember.
Yeah, and I'm so not there yet.
Yeah. It's a
but I
life
know where
journey
to go
for sure.
and where I'm headed. Yeah. So that's good.
I got to look that up. Okay, perfect. Where are you going?
Ooh, where are we going?
You got some interesting ones on there.
Astro Soul, another one by Francisco Cole, Way Shores College. You can get that here at Spirit and Spark as well. And this talks about consciousness and how we bridge the astral world with the earthbound world as well in another practical way. It's all astro, so space and channeling and psychic gifts, intuition, but again, practical and how we use that day to day. And it's an easy read, an hour maybe for you. I don't comprehend very well because of the clairvoyant gift, so I have to see what I'm reading, so I'll probably read it about 5 times. That's okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, another great book.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're interested in that, send us a private message and I'll connect you with Jennifer. If you've got, I know you brought like a whole set of stuff, so if there's like one more thing that you want to give the audience of something that you love, do you want to mention that set? Or?
Sure.
Okay.
This is my favorite deck for tarot. So if you're a beginning tarot person, you're just learning or getting into spirituality, this book by John Holland, or this tarot deck, is called the Psychic Tarot. It's really easy. It's an oracle deck as well as tarot deck, and this is just a great way to start. So it's a beginner tarot deck that I think, if you're interested in learning, this is a great place to start.
So I've studied with him.
I've met him as well, actually.
In Maine.
Oh, okay.
So, and he was a fantastic teacher. So if you ever have an opportunity to go and do a certification class with him, he's really, really great. He's serious, though.
Oh, he's very serious.
You have to show up and be willing to, dive in, but he focuses more on mediumship that I've seen with his certifications, but he's a great teacher. I highly recommend him. So,
I met him in Mexico, actually. And I did, yeah. I went to a seminar there to learn about mediumship as well, and he's also on Instagram. He's a great one to follow.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Okay, where do you want to go last?
Where do I want to go last?
Yeah,
we're finishing off?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to make everybody's head spin with all these books.
The complete book of essential oils and aromatherapy. I have a background in aesthetic skin therapy. So when I was going to school, this taught me how to use my essential oils, which we actually make misters here with Young Living. And it breaks it down, how you can mix oils with everything in your kitchen. We actually don't need products. I mean, beauty products are great to buy and they're easy to use because they're already packaged, but you can do all of that within your kitchen organically, and this book breaks it all down. Also, if you don't feel good or you're down and out, or if you want to feel better, it tells you how to do that as well with oils and aromatherapy.
Yeah. Life Science Publishing is also a really great publisher for books on oil. So just look up Life Sciences Publishing, and they've got a bunch of really great oil books on there as well. So yeah, oils and natural plants and plant medicine is fascinating.
And it raises your vibration in your consciousness as well. So the more you use them, the higher you vibe.
Yes, I would agree with that. I would agree. Okay, so just a reminder, go ahead and comment on the video. Make sure you like our page and subscribe to us on YouTube, and that way you catch all of our upcoming videos that we do. We host a video about once a week, and we love connecting with you and hearing from our audience. So let us know what books you love and the authors you love, so that way we can all share them together. And spiritandspark.com is where you can find myself, Virginia, and Jennifer, and book phone and in-person sessions with us at our Las Vegas location. And we just love all of you, and thank you so much for spending time with us today.
And for anybody who's burning to know, your North Node is in Leo, just so you know.
What?
It is?
How'd you figure that out?
I love that. I love that.
And
speed up.
great.
My parents are both Leos.
Oh, well, there you go.
And so
you signed up in this lifetime to see what that
makes
is like.
sense.
So
Woo!
there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So come
Cool.
find out where your North Node is.
Yeah, late breaking news. I'm
Yeah,
glad we
late
got that
breaking
under the
news.
wire.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Well, thank you again, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.